The Galileo II was one of several shuttlecrafts carried by the Starship Enterprise. It was used for planet landings and short-range use when a transporter was inappropriate. Unlike our 20th century shuttle that requires chemical rockets and is at the mercy of gravity and conventional aerodynamics, the shuttle of the Enterprise depends on technology of the future, utilizing gravity, field control, and impulse engines balanced. In this field, the shuttlecraft can maneuver in space independent of outside forces in all but extreme situations. Gone is the heavy fuselage structure, fuel storage, and heat-resistant filling. Instead, it is a lightweight, Unitarian shuttle built on super high-strength materials and controlled by advanced field electronics, based on the same technology that controls the USS Enterprise during normal space operations. The Galileo is only limited in range by onboard energy storage and, of course, environmental life support systems. The shuttle Galileo is also used for diplomatic situations where traditions call for formal arrivals at an alien planet, embassies, and governmental summit conferences. On unknown planets where equipment is needed for a base camp along with scientific survey parties, the Galileo II acts as a headquarters as well as a shuttle vehicle. It provides a quick and easy, ready haven in case of unknown threats to the Enterprise landing party, and provides storage of extra equipment, both defensive and for research and for new discoveries.
Well, greetings once again, fellow Star Trek fans. I've got another little Star Trek goodie to share with you, another collectible. This time, it's from Johnny Lightning, and I'm going to share with you the legends of Star Trek. As you can see, I've got the Galileo II. Johnny Lightning, Legends of Star Trek. You can see this is number 4. The number below it is 53690B. And this is Series 5, which is Sacrifice. Galileo II Shuttlecraft NCC-1701-7. Now, when it comes to the Galileo, this is the Galileo II. And what you guys may or may not know, the Galileo II is a replacement of the Galileo I. The Galileo, all right, let's see if I remember. Mr. Spock's first command, I believe the Enterprise was on their way to Marcus 3, and there was a quasar nearby that they were going to study. So Mr. Spock, along with Mr. Scott, Dr. McCoy, Yeoman, and 2 other officers, made the trip, and they went to go study the quasar. But the quasar's radiation really wreaked havoc on all the instruments, and they were thrown off course. I believe the planet they went to was Taurus II, if I remember correctly. Once on Taurus II, they encountered these large, strange, hairy beast-like humanoids, and proceeded to kill 2 of the guards, or 2 of the officers in the party. Eventually, what happens is they get back into orbit, and Mr. Spock puts the afterburners on and uses up the fuel. But what happens is it leaves like a trace, almost like a flare or a distress signal. As the Enterprise sees it, they come 180 degrees about, and they transport the remaining survivors of the party back to the Enterprise. But the Galileo burns up in the atmosphere. So that was Mr. Spock's first command, was the original Galileo. Now the Galileo II comes into service, excuse me, and most notably, it's the Galileo II that Dr. Severin ends up stealing with the party of, well, I don't know what else to call them, like hippies. They use the sound waves and they incapacitate the Enterprise crew, and they steal the Galileo II. And their destination is believed to be Eden. Of course, there's They're in Romulan space, and there's dangers all around. But that's the fame for the Galileo II. Dr. Severin is discovered on a planet's surface. His feet are burned because all of the plants, vegetation, and even the grass, they contain acid. So everything's poisonous to humanoid life. He refuses to leave. He breaks free from Captain Kirk, and he ends up taking a bite of the pear or the piece of fruit from the tree, and he ultimately dies. So, they do get the Galileo II back. And if you see, the designation is NCC-1701-7. That's the same designation as the Galileo. So getting back to the Johnny Lightning aspect, this is the Series 5, which is the Sacrifice series. And it shows you the back. Well, I'll show you the back. I'll put plenty of pictures up so you can see. When it comes to the Sacrifice, you can see my God bones, what have I done? That's Captain Kirk, or Admiral Kirk, asking Dr. McCoy. They're on a planet's surface of Genesis, and they had just given the order to destroy the Enterprise. And as it burns up in the atmosphere, the landing party is looking up at the sky. And that's when Kirk goes, my God bones, what have I done? And it's Dr. McCoy who responds, what you had to do, what you always do. Turn death into a fighting chance to live. Sacrifice, you can see that's got a little bit more information. Sacrifice. When Spock gave his life to save his friends, he didn't know his friends would sacrifice their careers and even their beloved Enterprise to bring him back. This, the 5th series of Johnny Lightning's Legend of Star Trek line, celebrates the many sacrifices made by crewmates and friends throughout their careers. The many sacrifices made by crewmates and friends throughout their battles and adventures together to boldly go where no one has gone before. I'm sorry, I had a hard time reading it because of the plastic. This isn't a plastic, well, kind of a case, and I'm not going to open it. I'm going to show you as best as I can all the detail, like with photos and video, but I'm not going to open it. Sorry. It does come with a base. You can see Galileo II Shuttlecraft NCC-1701-7. I'll show you the back. This has the landing gear out. You see the rear engines. You can see the hatch. The nacelle. On the side, you can see another little hatch in there. Galileo II, the starboard side nacelle, and the Bassard collector. Again, you can see the landing gear down. The base appears to be like a ball and socket type of base, kind of like the Diamond Select with the ships, the shark fin stand, but this isn't shark fin, it's more like triangular shaped. You can see it's got one window. The protective covers are down on both end windows, and the one in the middle is open. Let's see. Again, I'll put up a lot of pictures for you guys. You can see where the stand goes. I'll have to look through a picture because I can't see it through the camera. You can see it's got more detail on the bottom. Now I do have the Galileo. Let me show you guys the smaller one that I have, and I'll show you the comparisons. Alright, I had gotten this one off eBay a while ago. This is the Galileo. NCC-1701-7. It comes with a little base. You can see the little landing gear with the little pads. This one is a little bit more accurate. It's got the this more rectangular pads that come from the nacelles themselves. This one just has the small circles. It's got the landing gear out as well. Again, this one might be a little bit more accurate. Now, I showed you guys a video of upcoming model kits that I have, upcoming projects, and I've actually have the brand new Galileo from Polar Lights, the new model kit, so I'm really excited to do that. What I'm hoping is that, like the Shuttlecraft kits from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they actually have an interior. They have the seats, they have the console. For some reason, Polar Lights does not include that in the new kit. And I'm hoping at some point they do a kit that actually has the interior, the seats, the all the consoles and the controls, because it's a big size model. Actually, hang on a minute, I'm going to get it for you. So to give you just a bit of an update on what I've been doing the Aztec painting, and I'm working on the inner half of the starboard nacelle. You can see the different colors and the Aztecing. Let me show you where the front is, closer to the front. Hopefully you can see that. Now when it comes to doing the top part, I got to finish the other half and then I'll put them together and then I'll do the top. So this half is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other half, and once the Aztecing is finished, then I'll be able to put them together and do the top. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what I've been doing with the refit. Alright, I apologize, I know I'm getting a little bit off track, but they do have this model from Polar Lights. Let me see, where's the scale on this? 132 scale. So it's a really good size, and being that big, the windows are clear, you can see inside. And what would be nice would be if you can look in and see the consoles and the seats, but that's not the case. So everything else lends it to be lit quite nicely. The clear Bussard collectors, and you got the panels. That's really exciting. Look at that. The landing gear, the shape, even the shape itself has that kind of, the sides that extend up over the roof. Something that it was missing on the earlier models from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I think it was the late 70s that they first came out with this AMT. You can see the Mr. Spock and Dr. McCoy, that iconic shot. And I know I'm getting off topic, so let's put this aside, and we'll put the model aside, and back to the Galileo II. Of all the collectibles that I have, I don't really have a Galileo II. Now, in Star Trek Polar Lights USS Enterprise, the 1350, you do get the Shuttlecraft, and you get the option of making the Columbus or the Galileo. And I ended up going with the Galileo. As for the Galileo II, I think there is a model kit that came out in the 90s that was a repackaging of the Galileo. This is the Galileo II from Johnny Lightning. You can see it's pretty, for its size, it's got a lot of detail, and can go on the stand. Both shuttlecrafts had a particular memorable moment in the Star Trek series. The Galileo I, of course, was Mr. Spock's first command, and the Galileo II was taken by Dr. Severin, and that's by Johnny Lightning. And I got a couple more of the Johnny Lightning series to share with you guys. I've got the Klingon D7 battle cruiser. And I've actually got the Enterprise, the final flight Enterprise, burning up in the atmosphere after the auto-destruct. So, this episode was for the Galileo II, NCC-1701-7, excuse me. And if you were curious about the Johnny Lightning, I hope this satisfied your curiosity. And until my next video, thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you very soon.